Kia ora to all you tennis players out there. My name is Graham Want. I've been playing tennis for over 50 years now and still not getting any better, in fact just the reverse. I'd like to introduce you to a great doubles tennis draw generator. The beauty of this product is that it runs in a browser. Hence it'll run on any device that supports a browser. It runs offline, therefore no network issues to worry about. It is free. This is an amazing product with so much flexibility it should suit any tennis club which runs casual doubles tennis days. If you're one of those people who hate making up doubles tennis game combinations, then this is the product for you. All complaints can now be directed at the computer and not at you. The objective behind this project was to make up an app that generated a draw where nobody played with the same partner again or played against another player again. If either of those objectives cannot be met, you'll get a warning message. 99% of the time, Objective 1 can be met when making up a random round. However, Objective 2 can normally only be met for 2, maybe 3 rounds, but very rarely for 4 rounds. Below, I'll leave a link to a website that lists some other game setup apps I've created and to updates that are available for them. My contact email address will also be there. Now let's have a quick look at this application. Right, when you bring the product up for the first time, you'll get a screen looking something like this. This button should not be there because you haven't got a save pool at this point in time. One of the first things you'll need to do is to add players to your pool. So let's just add a couple of players now to show you how it's done. Okay, so we'll just add in Fred, give him a level of 1. We'll add Jim, give him a level of 2, and we'll add Don, give him a level of 2. Oops, I made a mistake here. I made a mistake with Jim. So let's just delete the play, just click on his name and he disappears. So we'll put him back in again. Jim as if he's a level 2 player, not level 1 as I had previously. Now we'll just add another 4th player here and we'll call him Jim. And I just made a mistake here, and if you'll see up top it says cannot have duplicate names. So it doesn't check that you don't add a player in twice. But you could have Jimmy, for example, perfectly fine. Okay, so that's how you add players into the system, give them their name and a level 1, 2 or 3, or a parameter of 1, 2 or 3. So I've got a pool already saved, so let's just load that in now and see what it looks like. Right, and here are all the players I've added. Now in my case for this video I've put beside each name the parameter for that player, 3, a 1 or a 2. Normally you wouldn't do that. You don't really want to advertise to everybody around you to what level you've got them in the system at. That may or may not upset some people. But having these level numbers beside the names will give you some understanding as to how the games are made up. Right, let's just go through a scenario of what might happen on, say, a Saturday morning, for example. Okay, a few players start to arrive. So we've got Ellie, we've got Barbara and Scylla turn up, and we've got George has turned up. Notice the player counts going up here as we add them in. Nisha, Paul, Jane's arrived, and Peter's and Ruben's here. Okay, now you saw other buttons come up, the show draw button. You need to have a minimum of 8 players before a draw can be generated. Okay, another couple of players have just turned up, Marie and Kate. It looks as though that's going to be it for the day, only 10 players. Bit unfortunate, but it's the way it goes sometimes. So let's just click on show the draw. So here's what's the old typical blackboard type setup with names, and we cater for 4 rounds at a time. Okay, so We've got two options here. We can generate a round manually, or we can say give us a random round, which of course is the easiest way to go. So I'll just click on random. You sure want to build round one? Yes, we do. Working on it. And there we are. It's made up. Court 1, Court 2 and Court 3 has got 2 players in it. So yeah, they can either play singles or can just sit out the round. Oh, I've just noticed 2 more players have come in. So let's just go back up to the top again. Notice that Jack's arrived and so has Deborah. Now got 12 players, so we'll show the draw again. And what we can do here, we can say, let's just redo it. The game hasn't really started yet, so let's just do a redraw again, now that we've got 12 players. Want to rebuild round 1? Yes, we do. And voila! There we are. We've now got 3 courts full. And you'll see here that it's tried to balance the games up with a level 1 and level 2 players together. And in the last court, we've got 4 level 1 players playing together. So that's fine. We'll just let that round go. And once it's finished, we'll say we want another random round. So we click on next random. We want to build round 2. Yes. And there we are. Once again, it's mixed the players up. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 4 ones on the last court. Now, it might be that you're not quite happy with those combinations here. So what you can do, you can click on swap players. So you can swap 2 players around. Now we've got here 2 women and a man and a woman. We've got a man and a woman, 2 women again. Let's just change this round here. We'll change Scylla and Jack around. And there we are. So now we've just moved 2 players. We've still got our 1 and 2 mix up if we want it. We've still got 4 ones over here. And we've got a man and a woman and a man and a woman here. So that's about the best that we can do with this combination of players that we've got here. So we can now do another round. And the next round you could do is a manual round. So we click on manual. Now what you do here, the manual round, you set the courts up, court 1, court 2 and court 3 in that order. We're just going to set up court 1 here. Let's just put Ellie and Scylla together. And they're going to play against, the A's play the B's, remember, and we're going to put them against a 1B, which will be George, and now we'll go for Nisha, shall we? Now we're happy with that. If you make a mistake here, it'll tell you when you go to set up the rest of the rounds or start the game. So we want the rest of the players to be just set up randomly. So we click on that. And voila, there we are. There's the game that we made up, and the rest have been allocated by the system. And it's done its best to try and match players up. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and a 2 and a 1. Okay, so we're still fairly balanced. So we've now done 3 rounds. Now, quite often what happens when after about 3 rounds, there's a couple of players or maybe more that want to leave and don't want to play in the 4th round. So what we can do here, we can take them off the list here. So, okay, we decide that Ruben's had enough for whatever reason, and Nisha's had enough. So we're now down to 10 players. As you'll see here in the Blackboard type list, they're in red, which means they're no longer playing in the next round. So what we can do here is click on random and just see what it comes up with. And here we are. Now we may or may not like that. So we've got the option again, if you like, to swap players around. So what we could do is that we could take Jack out and swap with George. And voila, we've done it. Okay, so there we are. There's our Blackboard setup, the 2 players that are missing. Here's our court setup where we've got mixed teams playing, which is good, and we've got 2 number 1 players who could perhaps go off and play a game of singles. Right, so let's just have a look at the top here now at these buttons here. Under File, you've got Export Pool. So this allows you to export your pool of players out, and you can give it a file name, because you may have a different pool for different days that you have club days. You can import another pool. So maybe you do run multiple pools, or you've lost your pool for some reason within the application itself. So you can go out and it'll go, and your pools and your files that you save are all saved in your downloads file. Now I've saved quite a number over time here, so we just click on the one that we want and it'll import it back into the system. In the Tools button, you've got Update Player Parameters, so you can look at all your players in a list and you can alter them around if you like. If Noel is now a 1 player, you can change him to a 1, and you can alter that figure there and update and save. And when it does that, it sends a copy of it out to the downloads folder, and it saves the pool within the browser's own storage area, if you like, so that the browser, when it's brought back up again with this application, will go and pull out its internal file of that saved pool. If that's missing, you can always go back and import the one that was saved in your downloads file. Now, this system also comes with a timer in it, and you can set the duration of a round before the timer goes off. You can set the length that the timer is going to run for, 11 seconds, up to a max of 99 seconds. And you can also test the timer. I won't do that, but basically the timer in the application is the sound made by an old-fashioned ringing alarm clock. Now under the help option, you've got the About, which will just take you down where you can read all about the application, how it works, how to install it, and so on. You've also got Check for Updates. And this is should be done from time to time just to make sure there's not a new update out there for you. And it'll take you to this page here. And these are all the different applications I've written to do with sports, or one that's a bit different here is Private Bulletin. That's a social media type application where you can publish your photos and videos to your family and friends. But here's our table of dentist drawer, and look, this says 8.4 is available. Well, in fact, we're running on 8.8 at the moment, but this is where you'd look to see whether your level is behind or not. And you can load down the Android version if you want. The standalone browser version is the best one to go with. Or you can go to a website. There's actually a copy of this on a website, and you can download the file from there. Once the web pages come down, it will then run offline from that point in time. Okay. Let's just get back out of that. Right, go back to full screen just to make things look a little tidier. One other thing, there's a button up here called Print Schedule. This allows you to basically get a screen dump or a print of this whole screen here, which can be useful if you want to keep a record of how the games went for that day. Well, I hope you've understood what I've been talking about, and it would be really great if you had a go at trying it out anyway. And if you do try it out and you find it useful, that's great. If you find it's no good, and I would appreciate hearing back from any of you who say it's no good and for what reason, so that I could perhaps improve the product and make it more useful in the future. Okay? Well, thank you very much for listening to me today, and I hope you've got something out of it. Bye for now.